Bags and Boards podcast number 80. And I have so many fun things to talk to the community about. It's going to get sexy in here, dude. Like, be prepared to start sweating. Jeff's going to make it just all titillating up in this.
Well, hey, man, if you can't take the heat, get out the kitchen, they say, right?
That's what they say. Hit the subscribe button. We're talking about comic books, funny books, and sometimes sexy books. Also, I want to talk about CGC. Ooh, good clickbait. People are going to watch this, man. And not only that, some of the most contentious comments that we've received on our YouTube channel in the last week compared to like the last 7 years. Like, I stepped in it, dude. I stepped in Riri is what I'm saying. All right, before we get to it, they've already subscribed. We do this video all the time now, blah, blah, blah. We also source comments for our podcast. So if anything just triggers you, you got to type it out because I want to use it for thumbnails and clickbait and to make other people watch the show if you don't like it. We need to talk about your recent collection find because you know the Golden Age Guru as a Golden Age collector, but now he officially has just moved ranks, all right? You went from general to captain? I don't know. You are now one of the largest furry comic collectors I've ever met.
That's right.
Your
Say it
collection
right.
is crazy.
Say it right.
Furry comic collector.
That's right. And anime smut too.
Dude, you got so many titty books, sexy books.
Yeah, so I bought a collection, right? And when you buy a collection, you take everything generally. You don't get to usually like just cherry pick because it also had a lot of Marvel and DC stuff.
Sure it did.
Yeah.
Jeff's just trying to make
Which
this
I'm
sound
selling.
better than it is.
The rest I'm keeping, of course.
Yeah, there's like 10 Bronze Age books and like 1,000 sexy books.
Yeah, so like it's interesting, right? Because when you get a collection, you kind of have to like...
You have to sit in the room and
you have to go through it.
You have to go through it a long
and
time.
And
sometimes a really long time.
Yeah, and then you're like, okay, like what do I do with all this? And then you also have to learn. Now I'm like, not only do I not know what to do with this, I need to know that I'm not throwing away something valuable because you have no clue what it is. And like
and you have to shower all the time because you're getting sweaty and what the heck? You don't want to mess up the books.
No.
You have to look at every page. You have to count all the pages. Jeff counts all the pages.
This person like slipped things in the pages. Like it's the most interesting thing. This guy was...
Okay, how many comics did you get?
Okay, so it's hard because they came in
Is it hard?
So this is the kind of show it's going to be. Fine, let me go with you here. Yeah, it's going to be really hard and it's going to be a lot of work and heavy lifting. So I'm going through these boxes. And it's hard because they're not normal comic boxes and they're just not bagged and boarded. So if I had to put a number, I would guess there's probably...
It's like 6,900 comic books.
There's probably 8,000 to 10,000 comics.
Oh my gosh, dude. Okay, what percentage of it is sexy books? This collector went hard, guys. We like conventions and stuff. You got convention magazines, like the panel stuff, the pamphlets. You have prints. You have a crazy amount of OA.
Right. So let's kind of go through it here. All right. Bought this collection. And in it, like you said, percentage-wise, there's probably 50% like Marvel mainstream DC. Okay. The other 50% of that is probably 90 of it. Shoot, I'm not even gonna say 9. I'm gonna say 60% of that or 70% of that is like Furlough, Genus, Milk, Ogenkai. I mean, you name the furry animal type concept, and that's very provocative. He had the entire run of all of them. Okay. And then you got into the anime, which was the next 30 or so percent. So Ninja High School.
Yeah. First Sailor Moon in there, which is really cool.
First Sailor Moon. Right. I mean, he had a lot of good stuff too. Once you dug through all, like we said, Albedo run. So it had a Albedo 2 in it.
It's funny at Albedo. Of course, he had Albedo, dude.
Every Usagi you can imagine, like everything complete. And then also a lot of good girl stuff. So Dave Stevens, Adam Hughes, and some rare pieces, really. And it was just all over the board with this collection. So
how did you even find this collection? And what happened to was it an owner? He just wanted to get rid of all of his stuff? Or?
Yeah, so a family friend of mine,
okay,
all right, and ours. And this is what I tell to people. Let everybody know what you do because you never know where the collection is going to come from. One of my biggest collections with you, too, was through my dentist.
The last 2 collections I picked up, one was a neighbor who was watching me unload comics out of my old place. And he's like, oh, you dealing comics? And that's how I acquired his collection that was at his dad's house, like a half an hour away. And then the second collection I got over the last week was a referral from my business partner who had the water, the way the water goes into your house. I'm forgetting the name of it, but like it ruptured and water was spewing out. They had to shut the water down, get a plumber in to fix it and stuff. You know, like the state had to get involved. There's a whole thing. And that guy, his neighbor, had to get rid of a comic collection. So like, you never know. You have to just let everybody know that you deal in comic books.
Don't be ashamed. Just let people know because you never know what's going to come from it. Anyways, friend had a friend whose brother passed, unfortunately, and left his collection.
Whoa, did they know that he had this collection? Or was it like, oh, surprise?
Yeah, so I got to tell you, when I met with her finally, like, she was a little shook on what her brother was into.
Oh, geez.
So, like, post-mortem, like, don't get me wrong, she loves her brother, but
sure,
it was
still
still
kind of
just
surprise.
like, it's a surprise when you see, like, them into a lot of this animal type
corn
stuff and or non-animal
corn
in general, because he also had Draculina, which is a provocative magazine. He also had Playboys.
So for like the first time I actually have to edit Jeff here, say corn. It's the only way to not get demonetized.
Okay. Corn was everywhere. and they had to pack it up. Not only her, but like other family members, and then put it in storage because that's where it was. Okay. And some of the stuff.
This guy wasn't just a person who occasionally collected. No, they were like deep in the community, going to conventions. And I mean, we have the evidence, like all the pamphlets, all the prints. I mean, stacks of them.
Yeah, from the early 90s. And whatever you're into. Oh,
totally.
That's not what we're saying, but just in general, you know, coming across this and now having to figure out, where do I now pass this on to whom?
And they think the Golden Age guru needs this.
So anyways, I have it. And now I'm going through it. And like you said, like, it's always an educational experience when you buy a collection. It's like the best way to learn broadly about books is when you buy a collection, because you get stuff and you're like, you don't always know. And like I said, it's interesting to find the stuff that was in between pages, like just notes or sketches. And he was a big artist. He loved to draw. So he had also probably 400 like how to draw books, like everything, like how to draw manga. All right. How to draw nudity, or how to draw
like the figure,
whatever you name it. Okay. So he did like art. And so he had just had a respect for both the anime art, traditional art. It was a very interesting collection. Very interesting.
That is a wild ride. So now you have all this stuff and you're going to start going through it very carefully, very
page by
page, you know. You're going to have to like store this. This is the kind of like, so it's like real talk. So my dad acquired a lot of comics when I was little. So between the ages of like 9 and 12, I was dealing with a lot of those comics. Dude, randomly, there would be these like corn comics. Just, we would find them in between like Avengers comics, just random stuff. It was always a thing to like pull that out, Tom, put that in the pile over there, stay away from it. Because I was like 10 years old. But
it goes behind the beaded curtain at the store.
Basically, right? But we'd always find it. And even in the our big collection find from over a year ago, the 350,000 collection, which there's a podcast on it. You guys can check that out. Holy hell, is there a lot of corn. Like Jonathan Davis. Crazy amount of corn.
There is. So still having to sift through that. And nice. I mean, listen, there's a market for it. Some of it's actually really well drawn, but a lot of it is just like, you can just tell it's the most amateur art, especially when you open up the interiors. Like if the cover is amateur too, you look at it, you're like, oh my God, this is so like printed in a high school.
It's mostly black and white. Because like you don't need color, you just need what you get.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, and sometimes more white's added afterwards by the. Too gross. Don't go that far.
Oh my goodness, white out. I get you. I got you there.
Yes.
So Jeff is now an avid furry collector. You're going to be adding to your collection. We're going to be watching you, dude. If you're not selling this, we know you're keeping it. And I'm not judging you for whatever you want to collect, man.
I feel judged.
Collect what you love, Jeff.
And I'm going to do...
That's the saying.
Right. And I'm teaching myself too, by the way, because this was the thing with this collection. I was like, I'm going to sell it all in 1 month because I'm really good at getting books, but I'm not the best at moving them out. So like, this makes it even harder now, right? I gave myself a month and I'm like, what do I do with this stuff in a month? Like all this full run of Gold Digger, I mean, like, who's gonna like? I don't know.
Well, if you guys are into these types of comics, where can they find you, Jeff?
At Golden Age Guru on Instagram, and I don't know. That's basically it. Find me there.
Are you gonna get anything graded? The Sailor Moon, of course. The Dave Stevens, you should.
Yeah. There'll be some stuff for sure from this collection. Like there was some Dragon Ball Z stuff that was pretty good too. That's early. So yeah, there'll be a few pieces, but probably not that much.
Well, speaking of graded comics, I wanted to talk about the CGC. Ooh! Oh, everyone's gonna watch this video now, dude. We're talking about some hot subjects today.
Oh.
So you guys, hot. We start with the hot stuff, the sexy stuff. Now we're gonna get to the hot subjects with
This
CGC.
is like my favorite store, Hot Topic, dude.
But here's the thing. I want to go a different direction than I think people would expect because, okay, sure, we can look up the most provocative thing that has happened at CGC. We can type it in the news, like what's going on? Did they bend some books? Did somebody's books get messed up? Are they choosing to grade things that we didn't expect them to grade? How did they put a stake through a comic? Like all these questions. But like, no, that's sensational. I don't really want to get into that. I want to talk about the real CGC stuff that's going on. I want to talk about how we interact with CGC on a day-to-day basis as dealers. I'm working on comics every single day. I don't know about you.
Every single day, easy 10-hour days.
Okay. So as people who are going through comics, fixing comics, pressing comics, erasing comics, deciding what gets graded, what doesn't, what's going to go on Whatnot, what's going to go on eBay, what's going to go to the convention, what's going to be used as trade, what's going to go on our PC. Like we're making all these decisions on a day-to-day basis. We live in a different reality than most people. All right. Our experience with CGC is very different than others. So for me, CGC drama is not the same as CGC drama. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, CGC drama is like the drama in my head, the things that I think about when I'm going through my own books, when I'm buying collections, when I'm deciding what I'm going to do with random keys. I want to talk about the real drama, the stuff that we're actually dealing with, not the stuff that you can type in on YouTube and hear people's hot takes on. Go over there for that. I want to talk about what we think about when we're actually going through the process of handling comic books. How often are you grading comic books?
Not as often as I should. You know why? Because I keep compiling books aside to decide what I'm going to be grading or not. And then I go through it again. And then I just have big submissions. Instead of like probably doing weekly stuff as I should, I just let it build and build and build. And then finally make a big like send off. Here you go, CGC. Here's 500 books opposed to like 20 in a week.
So the thing with CGC, when you type in every book, it doesn't actually take that long.
No.
But in my head, it is the longest process of anything I do. It doesn't take that long. We can sit down and get it done. 15 minutes, crank out a ton of books. It fills it in for you a lot of the times. Yeah. If you can't find it, you can just input it and CGC will figure it out. Like it doesn't take that much time. But in my head, it is the biggest hurdle that I have to get over. I put it aside like it's the damn dishes. I let it stack up until it is a really long process because there's so many books that I need to submit and then bag and board and process and box them up and protect them that it turns into a chore that I've made myself. As you said, it's like we're doing it to ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, to pack up, like if you really think about it, pack up 25 books to where you feel comfortable and secure is going to take you at least 10, 15 minutes.
But it's like,
wrap.
But how many times will you press a book over and over again or mess with the book or stand there looking in the light, to make sure that it's just right?
I mean, if you're talking about the whole process from like finding the books in a collection, separating them just quickly because you got to fly through it. And then you go back through it again, look at it very carefully. And then you're like, again, now you filter them again. And then you're like, sometimes you have to look them up. You're like, oh, this book dropped 40%. So it's no longer worth grading. And now I'm just going to sell it raw. And by the time you get through all that, now you have to do the pressing process. And you're like, oh, this book's only worth something at 9.8, not 9.6. All right. How much effort am I putting in this? Am I pressing this 5 times? Am I spending 2 days on a $145 book? Am I doing that when you have a stack of other books that you still need to get to? Okay, so
that's if you have to press it once. Sometimes you go through the press, you think it's done, you put it aside, and then you look at it again, and you're like,
well, that's what I mean, 2 days. Sometimes you're like, oh God, I pressed this, and like I might have messed it up in some weird way, or it pressed weird. Okay, like sometimes just stuff will happen. Okay. And you're just like, why did it just do that when it never does that? And it did it. And now you're like, great, I now have another 3 presses to get this out. Okay.
This whole process, when you add the submission to this like order task, the submission's like a tiny word. It's actually the quickest.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't be complaining right now.
Well, why do we do that? Why do we press the books? Because there's kind of this idea that you're going to press it better and give it more.
Oh, you want to get into that?
Right.
You want to get into
and that could be true.
CCS? Okay. Check this out.
I don't know.
I'm officially.
Are we going there right now?
We should just go there right now. Because
All right.
this is, again, this is
build
internal drama, right? None of this actually matters. This is like the real stuff right here, okay? I'm officially pressing books and then paying them to be repressed. Does it matter? I think it may, but also I have no proof that it may. But if you think about it, so CGC, they offer pressing. It's pretty cheap too, depending on like what you're grading, right? Like let's say it's like a modern book. I think it's under like $10, maybe $11, something like that. But they have their own company that presses books, which in my head means that there's probably a standard that they often see coming from their own company that presses books. So when graders get their books and they're seeing them come from there, even if it's a subconscious thing, does it move the needle even 1% to have them grade better through their own grading company? Now, as someone who presses myself, like I press all the time, I'm pretty good at it. And I've paid better professionals to press my books. I still am having CCS repress them out of the sheer chance that, yeah, on one end, maybe they'll do it slightly better, or the chance that maybe, even subconsciously, because there's no evidence that this takes place, and a full trust to CGC. We've met the graders, dude. So like, there's no this isn't coming from malice. This is coming from a place of just anxiety. They're just getting my money. I just got to give them the $11. I don't want to risk it. What do you do? Because I'm having everything pressed at this point. Like that matters.
I have had
repressed rather
CGC press for me in the past, and I'm talking like way past.
Sure.
But then I've been to like the point of like, okay, I think I can do just as well and press my own and or outsource it to a third party that I trust to also press, because it'll be a quicker turnaround time for them to press it than having it go through CGC. It will take a long time. And maybe they don't put in all the effort because they have so much volume to get through.
Sure.
Okay, so for me, I haven't. But like you are saying, the price is pretty reasonable, in my opinion, for pressing right now. But I am going to explore that for the very first time, pressing my own books and sending them off to CGC for pressing. I have never gotten a 9.9 or a 10.0. You've gotten plenty. You do a lot of modern stuff.
I get like new
okay,
you know, specialty stuff typically comes back higher, but like seldomly do I get 9.9s of like anything that really excited
right.
about.
And I see other people too getting pretty consistent grades. I'm like, and they've also used it. And what I wonder is, a lot of people press, but they can all press differently.
True.
And so sometimes the results can look good, but maybe they don't feel natural. So I wonder, maybe CGC has like kind of the standard they put, and they have this more natural feel when the book comes out to them that they're used to seeing. And maybe it gives it a better grade from a 9.6 to a 9.8. So anyways, I'm going to explore it pretty freaking soon, to be honest, in the next 2-3 months. I mean, I'm submitting stuff here probably next week. So by the time I get I press it and they press it and it gets graded, who the frick knows? And we will just see. The proof will be in.
Well, what's interesting is there's no proof. This is something we can never actually know, because if you're saying, well, I'm going to have them double press it, basically. You press it, or maybe you have a third party press it and then they press it. Maybe it just needed a really good couple press jobs, and now the book's to its the best that it could possibly get. That's one end. Mm-hmm. Or there is this like subconscious thing that may be happening where the majority of the books that get pressed by their own company is what they see. So, dude, how many times do we say pressing is like an art form? You know, people are doing like artistic jobs here in bringing the best out of these comic books. And I can't think of anything off the cuff besides something that's just purely like, just for a hypothetical. Let's say it's like how flat the book is, which probably isn't anything, but just so that people can, you know, keep up here. Let's say they press it to a certain flatness. And what else could you think of? You know, how the crease gets out, or how the spine is aligned just right. Like, who knows, whatever. But they see this flatness all the time. So then when you have a third party grade, or a third party press rather, and you send that in, maybe their flatness is different. Well, now we just described what you just laid out here. Is like, what if there is some type of way that they process it that keeps a constant example coming through the grader's hands. And then all of a sudden they're looking at the CCS pressing going, this is standard. Anything else is substandard, even though it's kind of subjective. But isn't grading subjective? Does any of this matter? They're getting my money. I'm just gonna pay it. I'm just gonna pay it. Like, because what if?
And like,
what if?
And theoretically, a lot of this stuff might just be coming to them, and they never know where it came from.
Sure.
Right? From whatever.
They would never know.
They don't know who submitted it. They probably don't know that it came from CCS. It probably just arrives in a box to that department, as it should. In theory, it should. They should have no knowledge where it came from.
Do you think? Do the graders know that books came from CCS?
Ethically, I would think they should not know.
Ooh, that'd be a good question to find out.
They should not know, in my opinion.
Because that would make it blind.
They should not know where it came from, and they should not know whose books they are, which I think they already don't know whose books they are. I already think they don't. But like I said, that would be the best case scenario, but that doesn't come off from the concept of that presenting and coming in their hands in the way that they're used to maybe seeing it in the best way, like when it's after it's pressed. Like,
oh yeah, because there's a percentage that they're pressing as a company. So no matter what, even if they don't know, the numbers are there. If they have a crap ton of books that all are being pressed in the same way, you could assume that there may be something subconscious happening.
Yeah, it could be part of the standard that they use.
There's a standard that just gets made throughout it. So anyways, this is the drama that we think of internally while we're going through our books. We're making these micro decisions all the time.
Yeah.
You know, over this book. Do I have them grade this? And that's the real drama here. Drama we make up in our heads that we have no proof of, that we will probably never have proof of, but we still pay the money. Because I love graded comic books, dude.
We pay the money to get the money back.
And I like graded comics, man. I think graded comics are awesome.
Yeah, I have no problem with graded comics. I don't care.
Some people don't like graded comics.
And ultimately, I mean, I don't mind. I mean, how many different companies do you mind grading your comics?
Oh, that's another question. All right, well, let's get into that. Have you hit the subscribe button yet? We're giving away a bunch of stuff. Every week we do giveaways after the Trending 10, which traditionally comes out Sundays. We're going to probably be getting those out on Saturdays going forward. So yeah, we have weekly giveaways, but we also started to do monthly giveaways. We teamed up with Bad Idea. They took over the mystery mail call this month. We have Planet Death going out 1 per box. We have another comic book that's exclusively being released in the mail call, by the way. No LCSs are getting it. No retailer variants are doing it. It's going to be really exciting. ComicTom.com to join in and support the show. Well, Bad Idea has a cul-de-sac #1 comic book. It's a vampire story that comes out this month in July. And if a store orders enough and they get on the list, they get one of a very limited amount of CGC graded comics with a literal vampire stake going through it. So we got our hands on one. It's going to show up sometime in July and we're going to give it away. But you have to join the SMS group, our text message group via the website to qualify. But you don't just get in on that one. You get on all the giveaways we do going forward. Do you remember how we used to do giveaways?
Yeah, when we just say like, hey, this is the giveaway.
Comment
down below.
Chat. Yeah, well, then all of a sudden fraud started happening and people started impersonating me. And they did this to Gem Mint's channel, Comic Tropes channel, a lot of other comic book theme channels. So we had to abandon that. And that way we have a group of people who all sign up and then we have a way to communicate with them via their phone number, but they also keep up on all of our drops, etc. Also, we are on Spotify and iTunes and SoundCloud. If you want to listen to these things, go make it happen. Do us a solid and add a rating. Also, it's a bombshell news, dude. Because this is bigger than the corn comics you got that are, I mean, there's some big ones on the table, dude. They're large in size.
Yeah.
But Jeff over here you're be switching up something pretty big as far as your grading goes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's not, switching
this is big
up.
News.
I'm just exploring because, like, I'm all about competition in a place. Like, I think the more, the freaking merrier that you can trust is great.
PSA is coming.
So PSA, like you said, is coming. And I am submitting, I think, like 250 first round, and then I got to get another 250 together because, like we just discussed, it takes forever to figure out what you're submitting.
I'm getting some done, too. You let me write it.
Thank you.
I was going to work out a deal with them, but I decided not to. I just want to try it out. I want to try it out 3 years.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I felt the cases before. And I got to tell you, if I had PC books, I would want them in that case because of just how rigid and solid they were. I was like, whoa. Like, not to get morbid, but like, they're so strong. You could take somebody out with this case. Yeah. Literally, if you wanted to assassinate somebody, you could do it with a freaking holder from PSA. All right. But with all that said, I want to check it out on my own. I don't want to be told or whatever. Let's just see. Let's make a commitment. They're going to come in. Their comic books, they're graded. All right. And we'll go from there. Maybe we'll do unboxings here. I don't freaking know, and show them to you guys. But definitely follow me, Golden Age Guru, because it's going to be there on Instagram. I'm definitely be showing them all off there.
PSA is going to be opening up to, submit. You'll be able to send in your comics just like CGC or CBCS very soon. I think it's actually in July, right?
I think it's San Diego. They're going to start taking submissions, if not a little sooner. So
you need to get those books out.
Yeah, this is kind of like early, and I should have submitted them 3 weeks ago. I was told to, and I'm a little behind, but
yeah. So I was pretty excited about PSA. Chatted with them, thought about maybe doing something, right? I decided not to when I saw the label. The label doesn't look great. I'm not a fan. I want to see it in person.
Yeah.
I want to hold it in person. But the CGC label is so superior that it boggles my effing mind that other grading companies cannot figure out a way to at least do something to compete with it. Like CBCS took a long time to upgrade their labels and mediocre at best.
They took way too long and they didn't do it the way they should have done it, but don't even want to go down that path. That conversation I am so over with having. I'm so frustrated.
Yeah.
Okay, Jinx, buy me a comic.
Yeah.
With PSA,
it looks like they're cards though. So,
yes,
okay.
I get why. There's a style that the company is choosing. This is a choice that they're making. So you can either hold them accountable for that or not, but they're choosing to do. And you wonder, it's like, are they doing that because they're going to have a large influx from their card people to comic books? Is that why they're choosing to do that? Like, if I thought a majority of my comics are now going to be possibly coming from my card people who are used to that type of visual for their holders, then maybe that's why they did that. Because you know what the comic people like, right? Comic people like a little more creativity, right? A little more, art style to it. And they're used to what CGC is doing. So the fact that they didn't do that makes me wonder why.
Yeah, I don't really get it personally, because I can't imagine the card collectors are now just going to be like, yeah, here's all my cards, and now here's my comic books.
I talked to some card people, and they've said that.
They have? They have. So, I mean, maybe there's something there. I mean, CGC did it with their cards too. I don't know if there's a crossover between these things, but I think it's pretty apparent that the average comic collector is disappointed in how these look.
Yeah, like as a comic guy, and you use CGC.
Yeah.
Right? And then you got a bunch of comic cards. You're going to probably submit them to CGC unless you think PSA is so much better.
Well, I would pull up.
But at least you're starting.
I'd pull up whatever. It's just the same thing with CGC. What is more industry standard that is like globally respected that warrants the prices at top dollar for the collectible? Because that's the point. You're trying to pump up the comic book value.
But if you're just kind of putting your toe in the water and testing it, would you just start with what you know? And just be like, I'm submitting comics, I'll submit some cards too.
Honestly, I'd probably just go PSA because that's like the industry standard for cards,
Yeah.
That's probably what I would do. But also, I don't grade cards. So
yeah. So then you're saying PSA shouldn't grade comics?
No, I'm just saying that.
If they're the industry standard CGC.
I'm saying that to compete in this marketplace, it's kind of tough to, I think the recipe, however you get there, it needs to get to a point where when you get a Silver Surfer 4, you have a high grade Silver Surfer 4.
Yeah.
Okay. Where are you going to send it?
High grade?
A high grade Silver Surfer 4.
CGC.
You're going to send it to CGC. So like whatever reasons you have on your list for doing that, that's your roadmap to overcome.
Yeah.
And I don't see that label being on that roadmap. I don't think that's going to help you. I think that's going to get you off that roadmap. I think that you want a slab that looks really great. You want that book to look fantastic. And you want the price to get what you think the book is going to be worth. And you're taking a huge risk. And if the community at large doesn't embrace PSA, they're going to fall in the same camp of CBCS.
Yeah, they're going to be too stubborn. They're not listening to the people they should be listening to.
But
kind of like Disney, by the way.
Well, I'm getting it great. I'm going to get a bunch of stuff graded. I want to see what it looks like. I'm just sending out a bunch of, mid-grade stuff. Nothing too crazy, but I just want to see what it looks like. Maybe the case will overcome my concerns. But I want to know the community's thoughts. Like, what do you think about the labels? What's your gut on the label? Like, obviously, it is
I need
nice
to
that it's
see it in
in
person.
line of the cards, but based off of the, solicitation of it, did you think that was a bit of a fail? Because my gut was, oh, like that's how I felt. I'm like, oh, this isn't gonna work. This isn't gonna go well. People are not gonna like this in comics.
Yeah, I am not a fan of the label.
Okay.
Straight up. It was not what I wanted to see. I don't think their decisions for that were accurate and smart, to be honest. Just, it was naive. It was very naive. I spoke to them too well before that. Like, hey, this is what you should be doing for your label. But, they choose what they choose because they're a bigger company and they do have an image and a look they're trying to go for. So I understand why they did that. We already touched on this. So when I see it in hand, it's going to be different because right now it's just the image and the concept. But like when we actually have it physically and look at it, that might set a different tone for us when we continue to like experience it. So that's what I'm hoping for. CBCS's label was actually better in hand than it was when you first saw a picture of it.
That's true.
And so was the feel of it. The feel was better.
Oh, I think CGC has one of the worst cases
Yeah.
in the industry.
The clarity. I love the clarity on the case.
clarity.
The plastic's nice.
Yeah.
Rigidity wise.
I mean, dude, you got a Joker 1 and a 9.8 there that I
Yeah.
had to replace because I touched it slightly on a corner of a table and it shattered.
Yeah.
So I had to replace it. Not good.
No.
And that happens all the damn time.
Even in transit.
In transit. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. I have some viewer comments I want to hit you with. I'm going to keep this going. I like prepping the viewer comments and then hitting the guest with them. So you don't know what I'm going to ask you. You don't know what I'm going to tell you. The first one here is from Mikey 1955. ASM 129 9.8 sold at Red Hood Comics store in Las Vegas a week ago. Crazy. Have you seen Rob's store?
Oh, Red Hood. Shout out Red Hood in Vegas, by the way. He opened up a shop. And
Freaking love Rob, dude.
Oh, yeah. A freaking solid dude. Unbelievable hard worker. And I have seen from his social, go check him out on Instagram. He's probably got one of the most ridiculous stores I've ever seen with like the amount of displays for not only comic books, but movie memorabilia. If you're a Joker fan, you got to go visit this freaking store.
Is he the biggest Joker fan that you know? I think he's got to be, right?
Yeah.
Outside of tattoos and wearing the screen-worn Joker suit at his wedding,
Yeah.
Mrs. Hood rocking the Harley Quinn dress. I mean, it was great.
Yeah.
That was a great wedding to go to. We have some cool friends. And congrats, 9.8 ASM 129 right now.
Yeah.
Damn, that's pretty cool. All right, this is from Unforgiven. In reference to Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine, rumors that he has signed on for decades to come. That's a quote. They're going to make him do it until he's 90 years old. What do you think about that?
Oh, I don't think so. I think with AI,
Right?
he doesn't even freaking matter. He's never going to look 90 years old. I mean,
That's what I was wondering. Like, is your, like, you actually think like with the technology that this may actually give some longer hang time for these actors to portray these characters? Because with computer help, yeah, you can make them kind of look like
in under
their younger
5
selves.
years, I don't even think you're going to need actors to come to a studio.
It's just going to all be computers.
At the pace that this is moving and like computer stuff moves exponentially faster as it goes.
Do you care that Hugh Jackman is going to be our Wolverine long term?
I have not gotten sick of Hugh Jackman as our Wolverine.
Same.
Do I think there should be an opportunity for somebody else?
X-23,
Possibly.
I think needs to get rolling. We need to get a lot of X-23.
I don't know if you need a lot of X-23 if I have my Wolverine. I really don't give a crap about X-23. If you do great, more power to you.
When was the last time you watched Logan?
I don't give a shit. I don't care about X-23 as much as I think about Wolverine. I think there's too
I don't
many.
think this guy's seen Logan.
No, I want to see other Wolverine stories. I want freaking Wolverine battling Hulk.
Have you seen Logan?
Yes, I've seen Logan.
You need to watch it again.
All
It's
right.
been too long since this guy's watched Logan.
I don't care enough about X-23. I'm just saying she's fine. It's great, whatever. But Wolverine, my question is, would you want this to be your eternal Wolverine forever? Like, would you ever want it changed?
I just want more Wolverines. There's so many different characters. There's so many different characters you can bring in. So I don't mind him being
If you had to
the
sacrifice
Wolverine.
X-23 in a movie for Wolverine movie, would you do that?
I want X-23 more than I want more Hugh Jackman Wolverine.
Okay, so you want X-23 more than Hugh Jackman. So X-23,
Yeah, Laura Kinney,
Solo
Daphne
movie.
Keene. Yeah, I would rather have that than more Wolverine, Deadpool, Wolverine.
Okay,
type
so
stuff.
after watching Wolverine Deadpool,
Yeah.
you now want a Laura Kinney only movie.
Yeah, totally. We've gotten so much Hugh Jackman.
I'd rather see a Shang-Chi 2 before I see a freaking Lorraine movie.
All right, this one's from Charlie Johnson. You can't simultaneously geek responsibly and collect Golden Age.
Lies.
I'll do my part opening weekend, but I fear that Fantastic Four will not find much success at the box office. So he agrees with you on Fantastic Four because you think it's going to be a blunder. But do you agree with them saying that you can't geek responsibly and collect Golden Age?
No, that's misinformation, disinformation, okay?
That's why I picked that comment.
Listen, there's a lot of Golden Age you can get into.
Two-Fisted Tales, dude. Okay. Great way to start.
Yeah, I mean, that's still going to cost you money because it's an EC. You can go even cheaper. You can get Westerns.
Romance.
All right, romance. I mean, there's
Disney books.
Get some fiction house low grade, get some quality publications low grade. There's a lot of stuff you can get into, and you don't probably have to spend more than $20 to get into these things.
Did he strike a nerve, Jeff?
I struck a nerve.
I think he did.
Yeah.
All right.
And then the FF, what was the FF part of it?
He thinks it's going to be a blunder. He doesn't think it's going to be.
It's going to be a freaking blunder.
All right. Iron Man 55 has a much rarer pence or UK variant if you appreciate rarity.
I don't appreciate that rarity.
I knew you don't like that.
No.
You don't care. You don't care if it's rare.
Oh, no.
You don't care if it's rare because it's a foreign book.
I don't think it's, I mean, it's like, it's silly.
DDD Horus. Why is there no love for Fantastic Four number 50, which has to be the best Silver Surfer cover ever? And it's Jack Kirby. And it's a Silver Surfer first full cover. I think that's a good question, dude. We need to give some more love to FF50, even if it's got that poop brown.
I think we got to give less love to 50.
Really?
Yeah, dude. 50, stop it.
Come
Just
on.
stop right there.
Johnny Storm goes to college, man.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a big deal.
Said on that one.
The ultimate nullifier?
Silver Surfer 1's better than Silver Surfer 50.
Oh,
Silver Surfer
damn.
4 is better than all three of them.
Oh, geez.
Silver Surfer 4 is better than 48, 49, 50, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, whatever you want to say. Silver Surfer 4 is one of the best covers for the Bronze Age in general for Marvel.
Let us know what you think in the comment section below. We, as mentioned, not we. Well, I guess technically we don't know yet because we already recorded the Hot 10. You actually said very similar things about this. You thought the Ironheart debut was quite good. I said it was fantastic. I'm confused why so many people jumped in the comments and flamed me so hard for liking Riri. Like more than usual. I'm like, what happened? Why are there so many comments here? Why are there so many negative comments? Oh, it's about Ironheart? There are 3 episodes. We're probably going to get Mephisto. They brought the Blood Brothers in, and Eric Andre was in episode 1. So, like, what's going on?
Yeah, so I'd love to just say, like, the reason you got flamed in the chats because it's, like, Russian bots. That's not true.
No,
that
dude.
movie, that show.
There's people who are like, oh, you're an MCU shill. Like, oh, you're just trying to sell your Riri comics, which, like, by the way, if I liked it and I was trying to sell Riri comics, I wouldn't be selling them right now.
Yeah.
Because that means I have like optimism for the character. And this is the time to buy those comics because the comics are going so damn cheap.
Yeah. And Marvel and Disney isn't supporting a channel that has 15,000 to 10,000 views on videos.
That'd be so sick. I wish.
Anyways,
dude. Marvel. Can you imagine?
Straight up, that's his opinion on it. All right. And you should go watch it too. Don't be listening to other people. Because
I want to know.
I don't know what your algorithm's like, but it's very interesting when I watch my algorithm, like, wow, that's so interesting. It's directing me in a certain direction. And now I watched the 3 episodes. Okay. And I watched the first one and I was like, oh, okay. And
I thought it was a great setup.
Yeah, look, don't get me wrong. This show sucks on some levels. It really does. Some of the acting, some of the plot stuff to it and like how they're getting around. I get it.
But that's every single Marvel thing. It's supposed to be for kids and stuff. You got to suspend belief. It's just a teenager in an iron suit.
Totally
that's a weapon.
That's not that. Yeah. And that's not what I'm talking. I'm not just saying that, but just like moving the suit around, like doing weird stuff like that. Like some of it is just interesting. And I wish they just spent more time to build some of the surrounding characters. But again, the Blood Brothers, those are probably my least favorite characters because I can't suspend belief enough to think those two are butt kickers. Like it makes no sense to me that they're able to do what they do and somehow like if
that's what doesn't make sense to you.
Yes, it makes zero sense to me that if you can fight at all, you look at these two and you're like, how are these people doing this? This is stupid.
The dude wearing an invisible freaking cloak.
Yeah, science, technology. I get that. But this is physical ability to take people out. Doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, now overall, I'm okay with the show. I don't really know this
Did
character
you have
much.
fun watching it? Because I'm like,
Yeah,
this
I was
is fun.
entertained
This is a good
enough.
show.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm entertained enough. I think she's doing a good job. Okay, as the Ironheart character Riri. All right, I'm fine. I like the surrounding cast too.
The CGI is great.
CGI seems to be fine, even though I'll go in places and be like, CGI is awful, and this is the. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, some of it just doesn't seem a fair enough standard. Now, it is not the worst show. Like, She-Hulk was pretty freaking bad.
I like She-Hulk.
Okay, like what's your worst show then?
My worst show? Probably Marvel's.
Invasions wasn't that great story.
No, Invasions wasn't great. Ms. Marvel was like not for me.
Okay.
It was kind of boring.
And I like Ms. Marvel better than I liked She-Hulk.
I like She-Hulk a lot. I thought that was fantastic.
Okay.
Fantastic.
I
gotta get a dictionary. Thesaurus.
Yes.
It was superb.
Yes, it was.
It was riveting.
Captivating even. Loved it. No, so like I get why some people don't like the show. I get it, but like the amount of hate, be like, go watch it, see what you think, and like give it a rest a little bit. Like kind of like
the hood is
chill.
pretty dope, dude. I think the hood is he's got the ties to like the demonic stuff. Clearly, it's not going to be Dormammu. It's likely going to be Mephisto. His powers are like pretty accurate, and that's what I want to see. I want to see, and it's worth mentioning, we haven't gotten any like Iron characters in a quite long time.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the arguments are like, oh, they're taking over Iron Man and replace. Like, no, man, Iron Man is Iron Man. He had his history, he had his glory. This is another character trying to live up to whatever with an iron suit. Big freaking deal. Who's a teen or like a kid. And like a lot of it, I'd be like, oh, okay. You know, if I was a kid, that's kind of like how some of it act. Now, I do get the morality of it, some of the stuff that they're doing, some of the stupidity.
My favorite part. That's my favorite part of it is that she has the smarts of being able to be like a Tony Stark as far as like how like the engineer side of things and the street smarts, of course, but like she doesn't have the money. She doesn't have Tony Stark money. So she's got to do things so that she can keep up with her potential because she needs that money. So she's doing some criminal activity. Like, come on, that's pretty cool.
No, I just think she's so smart. She should figure out another way. Okay?
It's gonna be a good arc. It's gonna be a good character. Like, a lot of good character development.
That's some of the stuff I'm just trying to like suspend. Like, okay, this is just what it is. This is her journey. That's what we're gonna go on. Some of it doesn't make total sense.
The thing I don't like the most
enough.
is she's been dropping stuff. That's the thing I don't like the most. It's like the big plot points is apparently she's got to hold things outside of the suit that you need for your mission, and then she drops it when something goes wrong.
That's
happened
point.
A couple times where you're like, why don't you keep it in the damn suit?
Right.
You're in a space suit basically.
Yeah.
But she's like, oh, I'm gonna hold on to it or pin it like a magnet, and then it falls off, and it's like, oh damn, everything's gonna be foiled. Okay, I get that. That's plot device. That's kind of silly.
And I understand Disney's history too. We all do. And I get some of the stuff that like people are fatigued about. Totally makes sense. But I feel like this one is getting a little too beat down unnecessarily. Like, come on, save all your beatdowns for Fantastic Four, because that's going to be a crap.
Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. And of course, as always,
geek responsibly.
Enough said.